Everyone says you're a smart guy. Let's see. Now this is one hell of a drill press. I'm really excited to have it finally in my shop. This is Nova Viking. This is their smaller unit. A bigger one is Voyager, if I'm not mistaken. I'm really excited to, like I said, have it finally in my shop, and let me show you quickly how I assemble this. It's a one heavy machine, and you'll see how I put it on the bench here, and I'll tell you more about it. Now, I had this drill press on my radar for actually quite a long time, and now thanks to Neureiter and Markus, who works at Neureiter, I finally have it in my shop, and I'm really excited. Again, thank you Neureiter company, and thank you Markus for making a great deal on this unit, and I'm really excited. So now this is one great drill press, but what makes it even better are some great drill bits. Now I'll show you how this drill press works and some of its features and why it's a smart unit, let's say. But first I just want to show you some of the drill bits that I got as well, actually more precise Forstner bits. Now these are probably the best Forstner bits you can buy. These are from Fish. These are actually forged, so these are not just your plain out of the box Forstner bits. This one is 60 mil diameter. Really nice big one. I have old set which is really cheap, inexpensive one. It did the job, but you cannot sharpen it properly or do anything proper with it. Now this is one proper drill bit or Forstner bit that should last me quite a long time. So that's 60 mil, and I'll show you what that is for. And this is the rest of the set. Look at this. So we have 68, 60, 50, 40, and finally 35 mil drill bit. And this is extension for it, and a couple of more extensions for really deep drilling, let's say. Now this is pretty much all cast iron drill press, and it's not light, especially for this kind of benchtop model. I think it's around 60 kilos, which is again quite a lot. It's a direct driven system, so the motor is on top. There is no belts or pulleys to faff around to get RPMs that you need. Everything is controlled through this display here, let's say. So you change your RPM on this dial, much like on the lathe, and if you need a little bit more precision, you push it in, and now it goes into 5 increments. So that's a little bit more precision if you need that kind of feature. Now there is also a safety guard, this little guy here, which you then connect into this port here, this one here. And now if it's that guard, if it's down, then you cannot turn on the machine. And actually, to be honest, you should have it on, but for me it's getting in the way. But do as I say, but or whatever the saying goes, you know that better. Nevertheless, I think around 110 mil of quill travel, which is far more than I ever had on my old drill press. Now I have it at the moment. I was testing it out, locked at the depth on this, but you can see it goes really deep. I'll show you the clever features on the top here as well. Quite standard 3-spoke wheel here, and this is the quite standard depth gauge set, let's say, or stop, depth stop that you can use, but also you can use electronics here. Now with this button here that says display or cancel, I can choose either how much power I'm using, if that's your kind of thing, but also the depth here, which is something that I would have it on, and you can zero it out, and I'll show you how to set the depth and everything. Also you have the light, nice LED lights here. Then also you have reverse if you want to drill backwards. That's quite a useful feature. Let's say if you're making threads or anything like that, you can go in reverse, but also you can use left cutting drill bits, which is quite handy. Then you have self start, which is awesome feature. So you press that on, and after I think 7 mil of quill travel, it will turn on, as you can see, and it will stop if I let it go. Really nice and great feature. So if you have a batch of things to drill, just grab a spoke and the drill, put it up, do your thing, swap whatever you're doing, and do it again. So really nice. You don't have to press on or off. So that's self-start, and also you have set depth, which is a great feature, and now I'll show you that a little bit closer. Now I forgot to film the drilling process here, so I'll do this again. So I have the 60 mil drill bit or Forstner bit in the chuck here. So first thing that I want to do is zero it out. So I don't use the top of the point, as I've seen a lot of YouTubers, woodworkers do. So they just lower the tip onto the wood. Now you have all this space, which is actually what is going to be your whole bottom in the air. So you will have actually shallower hole than it needs to be. So what you want to do is lower it even more, and now the wings of the Forstner bit are actually touching the timber. So now it's a little bit more accurate in terms of depth. So that's my zero that out. I want to set the depth, so press set depth and set it to, let's go 10 mil. Confirm that, and also I'll use self-start option. So now when I lower the drill bit 7 mil, it will automatically start on, and when I let it go, it will stop. So really cool feature. So now I'll back it off a little bit so you can maybe hear the beeping sound. So as I'm going closer to the bottom of the hole, it will start to beep even faster. And now as I'm getting closer to the bottom, it will stop and reverse. As you saw, it stopped and now it's going in reverse to clear it out. So that's really nice and clean hole. And let's see how accurate it actually is. So that's 10.1 mil. So that's pretty accurate for our uses. So that's one of the features that you can do with this drill press, and that's the feature that I'll be using mostly. Now, if you do have a lot of repetitive holes to drill, which in this case I would use this mechanical stop, let's say. So the way this works, or this one works, is again you zero it out your drill bit, and now use this to set your depth. So let's say 10 mil again, like so, and just tighten the collar or the knob like so, and now I have a 10 mil depth stop. Repeat it every single time, and I don't have to watch the beeping sound or listen to the beeping sound or anything like that. So this is a little bit more manual, but it's a little bit no-brainer, let's say, for a lot of repetitive holes. And if you have like a dozen holes, then I would use this feature here. Just for the demo's sake, I would actually use smaller pieces to use this sort of a method to mount pieces onto the lathe. So this is a little bit too big for this kind of diameter, although it can be used. But if you have a lot of repetitive balls or boxes to make, this kind of a drill bit or Forstner bit method of getting the recess done quick and easy so you can mount it directly on the chuck is a great way of using drill press. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get one strong as this one here. So that's 1 horsepower drill. So turn on the drill, and as you can see, that's really nice and clean hole, and that's 60 mil on a piece of oak. So really nice and strong drill press, really good drill bit or Forstner bit, a really nice and quality one. So I'm really happy about this. I know that some of you will wonder how long will this last without any kind of a glitch or interference or anything like that, much like with our smartphones or anything like that, especially when you implement something like this to a relatively simple machine like a drill press or lathes. Now, speaking of lathe, Noah has been using this technology on the lathes for quite a long time, and to my knowledge these are actually quite reliable setups, so there is not much issues here, although this seems quite cumbersome setup, but I think it's actually quite simple. It does all these features quite nicely, and the Voyager bigger model has a lot more features, a lot more creature comfort features for, especially for metalworking people that can use maybe self-tapping options and so on. For me, this is more than enough. I was looking more at an option like a nice solid table, a nice solid cast iron structure, a nice strong motor, and a nice reliable electronics. So that was my sort of a checkup list, and this came on top. And again, this might be a little bit expensive for what it is, but I think in the long term, especially if you're making a lot of holes, this will pay off, I'm sure. Now, hopefully you enjoyed this little trip on some of its features and how I assemble it as well. Again, I know it will serve me quite nicely, so thank you for watching, and again, thank you Neureiter and Markus for making this a lovely dream come true. So thank you all of you, and see you in the next video.